Guys, Freedom Fighter 1776 here again. I just wanted to quickly show you guys something cool that I had come across in a pawn shop maybe 4 months ago or so. I haven't done a video on it yet. It's a pretty cool find. I was lucky to find it. I got it for a pretty good price. Like I said, I got it a couple months back, and I've had to work on it a little bit and did some shooting with it, and now, you know, everything's running good. It's super cool, and I just figured I would take the time today, take a couple minutes and show you guys, you know, what I found. And to show, you know, you guys can always find cool stuff in pawn shops. If you look around, you get lucky and find some cool stuff. So in here we have a Walther P38, and the date on this Walther P38, I looked up the serial number, which gave me the production date, and the production date on this one is December of 1942. So that would be a World War II bringback, and the reason I know it's a, you know, World War II bringback is there's no import marks whatsoever on this pistol. Normally guns that were imported will have some kind of import marks, whether it's on the front grip strap or, you know, on the slide, but as you can see, there's no import marks on here, so it was definitely a GI had, you know, killed an officer, a German Nazi officer, and brought his a P38 back with him, which is super cool. The markings on this one are a little hard to see. You know, it is, what, 76 years old, so it's a little hard to see. I'm not sure if my camera's going to focus on them or not. Let's see if I can get them to focus here. There you go. So in the middle we have the Nazi Luftwaffe signature. It's an eagle over a swastika. And on the left and to the right of that, in the middle, is a 88, which is a marking that a manufacturer's mark, which tells what factory this particular gun was made in. German factories that were creating small arms for the military didn't put, you know, Mauser, or they didn't put Walther on their guns because they were afraid that they were going to get bombed by Allied forces. So they put numerical numbers on there to tell which factory it was made. This 88 represents that it was made in the Spreework factory, if I'm pronouncing that right. Mauser made a bunch, Walther made a bunch, and then Spreework made a bunch as well. So they started production at the Spreework factory, I believe in 1941. So this is a very early example of a Spreework P38. And so that's the markings on this side. And on the other side, we have a serial number, we have a P38, and a CYQ, which is also a manufacturer's mark showing that it was made at the Spreework factory. And another 88 there, a serial number on the frame, and original Bakelite grips. I know they're original because they have a mark on the inside too that show they were a Spreework factory model. If you're not familiar with the P38, it's a hammer-fired double action, single action with a safety. The safety is also a decocker. The double action trigger is really heavy. You can expect that out of a military trigger. The single action trigger isn't bad. Heel magazine release. The gun actually came with 2 magazines, which is really cool because magazines for this gun are actually really expensive. So I was lucky to get 2 magazines with the gun. Here's a magazine. with a P38 on it, but the camera's having a hard time picking up. There you go, P38. And there was also markings on the spine, but they were really hard to see, and the camera I know isn't going to pick that up. But they're 8-round magazines. Like I said, I got 2 magazines with the gun, which is awesome. It came with a holster, but I've since found out it's not an original holster, which is okay. I mean, it would have been cool if it came with an original holster as well, but that didn't happen. The rifling in the barrel looks really good. It's super smooth. When I got it, you know, everything was working fine. It's not that it wasn't working, but I put a Wolf spring kit in it, which came with, you know, the 2 recoil springs, a main spring, safety plunger spring, magazine spring. So I've replaced all the springs in the gun with the Wolf spring kit. It was working fine before, but I just figured, you know, 70-some years old, I'll put a new set of springs in there. I still have the original springs, but it won't hurt the price having, you know, new springs put in it. But like I said, you know, this is just a quick review. I wanted to kind of show off my pawn shop find, Spreework manufactured Walther P38, and it's in really good condition. I mean, there's, you know, a good amount of holster wear on it. The bluing is pretty faded in a lot of spots, but the grips are good. You know, everything works. It's super smooth. That's from, you know, being used for the last 70-some years. But it was a super cool find. Like I said, GI bring back, December 1942, Spreework manufactured Walther P38. Super cool find. If you guys have any questions or you know, you want any more information, I can, you know, be happy to answer those for you. Alright, Freedom Fighter 1776, signing off.